Welcome to the inaugural series of 5 Minutes for Good, a place for leading voices to share initiatives that go beyond the commercial. In this first series, we hear the flip side and discover what the travel industry is doing for good. Following a short intro, guests will be given their 5 minutes for good, firing up the engines, inspiring action, and making us think, that was 5 minutes well spent.
Five
minutes for good. Welcome, Eleni Skarveli, to your 5 minutes for good. Thank you for joining this inaugural series of the podcast. Eleni, before we get into your 5 minutes for good, tell those who don't know you a little about yourself.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the invite. It's great to be part of this podcast. I'm Eleni Skarveli. I'm the director of the Greek National Tourism Organization, was a long one, which is actually the tourist board for Greece, for the promotion of the country when it comes to tourism. So we're asking people why they should visit Greece. And we try to give them all the arguments and all the beautiful information, practical note for the trip to Greece. And at the same time, to work with our partners, the tour operators, travel agents, agencies, and journalists and media and influencers, content creators, to visit Greece, find out something hidden, something that it's not so well known, and put it out there, put it out to the world.
Well, I think there's probably a million and one reasons to go to Greece. I love it, personally love it. On that wonderful sort of introduction of yourself, Eleni, this is your 5 minutes for good. Over to you.
Oh, well, thank you, Phil. The 5 minutes, when you think about it, the first time I read it, which I thought it was a brilliant idea, 5 minutes, it's nothing. It's really, a very small piece of your time. And at the same time, 5 minutes is a lot of time. It's like, okay, what could be done and could be thought about those 5 minutes. And of course, it's the 5 minutes of your history, of something that you want to pass a message or something you would do. And you're always trying to think something big, and it has to be really iconic, and it has to be something connected with a country. And I will change the world, and I will do something very, very, very good, and, peace and things like that. There's so many things happening. And the tourism industry is really a very, very resilient industry. We are all the time having to deal with, phenomena like hurricanes and earthquakes and fires and so many things happening in our industry that affected tourism. But at the same time, we are dealing with the most incredible part of our life. Coming just back from holidays, I think it just gives you the inspiration to say that, it is a power for good. It is something good because it is the only moment that you're feeling that it's so precious. It's your personal reward for everything that you're doing all the year round, and you're trying to spend it either with your family, your friends, your loved ones, or even for yourself, and we've seen that. We've seen that the solo trips are amazingly increasing. And, the reason for something like that is because you're always trying to find yourself through the trip, through a holiday. And I think this is the part that I feel the tourism is doing good to our souls. The more relaxing you might feel, or the more energetic, depending on your mood and what you want to do. And I think this is really a sort of like therapy. I would say, thalassotherapy, that it's definitely my case. The moment you have to either gaze the sea or swim in the sea or be on the sea, just all the different ways of having this relaxing atmosphere. For me, that's peace my mind, and also gives you the energy to move on, to clear your mind, going for something else, start planning and moving around. but it's also the time that makes you feel what's happening around you. And because it is a moment that you're getting outside your bubble, outside your home and your office and the casual things that you're usually doing, and meet with people that you probably never seen before, or you're just, strangers. And then you realize that you are maybe alone in this world with all your personal thoughts, with all your beliefs, your ethos, and all the things that you're believing in. And that is the moment that, to be honest, sometimes I feel a little bit more skeptical during my holidays of how many things I would like to change. And this is the moment when I see, ports or airports that they're packed, or infrastructure that is not quite as it should be, waste, not thinking about the environment, thinking about ourselves, the towels and the water, all these kind of things. At the end of the holidays, they really, really make me think that, okay, what can we do to help to have awareness, make people to learn more about it? Because yes, we do. The people that are around sustainability, or they're experts, or they're more involved in a kind of way. But there are a lot of people out there that they don't have a clue. They don't understand the reason of recycling. They don't understand what is a circular economy. They don't understand why we need to save the water, as long as I have clean water for myself today. So what is important for me, I think, and if I could use this, 5 minutes, is to pass this message that we shouldn't change our daily life when we are going on holidays. And this conscious and sustainable way of thinking, we should double think the next time we're on holidays.
That's amazing. I love it. This is, for me, it's about the constant, not just for that moment, but constantly, that we should always be in that sort of zone of how we live, and trying to look after ourselves, really, as well as the planet and the things around us. So your approach to this has been really, well, it's such an honest approach coming from yourself and from your heart. That is, to say it's refreshing. I mean, this is the first series of 5 Minutes for Good. But it's really interesting, I think, the way in which you've approached this, and talking about the power of travel and the power of how we behave and how we need to behave in order to make it better. I very much loved hearing that. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Phil.
But here comes the moment. While your insight is wonderful, and I could listen to you for hours on end, it's time to drop your guard and to go a little off-piste when I ask you, if there was one thing you could do for 5 minutes that isn't necessarily for good, what might that be?
Oh, yes, it is a tough one. And it is a very big challenge. Not I wouldn't be able to say something bad, to be honest. I wouldn't. I couldn't. I would feel bad. I mean, every time I try to
I think you should just say it.
say, well, okay. No, I'm really thinking that just trying not to be the obvious, because for 5 minutes, if you ask for peace, and if you have a ceasefire for 5 minutes, either in Ukraine or in Gaza, it wouldn't make a big change. It wouldn't change a thing. So those 5 minutes, it has to be something that I will really have to do, not changeable. I mean, I would love to say that these 5 minutes, it's only 5 minutes, but after those 5 minutes, you cannot change what is my 5 minutes.
Yes, that's right.
Which it might sound, on a second thought, it might sound a little bit dictatorial, like a dictator, that this is the 5 minutes I want to do, and I don't want anyone else to change. But because I'm working and I'm following all the things that we're doing with sustainability, my mind it's click. You're turned on, as you said before. This is the moment you start thinking. You cannot stop avoiding that. And I would definitely use those 5 minutes to bring light to all the people in the world for 5 minutes. If they can read my mind, if they can see the things I see and I can stand and I can understand and I can feel it, just for 5 minutes. Those that they could feel my feelings, maybe they could share it and continue. Those that they wouldn't be able to, agree with me, it will just be 5 lost minutes in their lives. But at least they will have the chance. And with that way, you will be able to pass the message as quicker as possible.
Amazing. That's absolutely fabulous.
I hope it's not disappointing that I didn't ask for something bad or something mean.
That's one heck of a, how can I put it? It's a really surprising kind of response, but one that really made me think. There's a lot of things that people could do that isn't necessarily for good. Fly to the moon or whatever, or things which are really obvious. But yours is really quite brilliant. So I wish you could share your brain for those 5 minutes and your thoughts, because you're right, it would touch a lot of people in a really good way.
And you see, Phil, it will also make us more authentic, I think, and more straightforward and more direct. And sometimes you would could be the solution for a lot of things. When people are communicating on the right way and they both understand each other, because sometimes you have language barriers, of course, but some other times you have cultural barriers. Some other times you just have attitude and approach and personality barrier. So and then it's the moment that you stop and you cannot communicate. But imagine how easy our life would be if we could be able to communicate straightforward, without secret agendas, without hidden thoughts, without anything else. Just straightforward, what we want. And I'm sure in that case, everything will be for good. Even if it was for bad, it will be, you would know it.
Amazing thought. Well, Eleni, thank you very much. That was 5 minutes very well spent.
Oh, thank you, Phil. Thank you. Thank you for the invite once again. And maybe you can do all this type of reflections when you're in Greece the next time.
Well, absolutely. I'm going to go away and think about that quite a bit, because the sharing your mind with the whole world and trying for 5 minutes is just mind-blowing.
Yeah. Well, another question would be, what will be your thought that you would share with everyone? But
yes.
maybe for another podcast.
Okay. I'll let you have that one. I'll let you have that one. That's amazing. Well, Eleni, thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And again, thank you for reorganizing after all that time. But I really appreciate it.
No, I'm glad we did it, and it was for good. It was for good.
It was for good. It certainly was for good. Loved it. Thank you.
That was 5 minutes well spent.